thing that surprised me most when I became a mum was just how much I didn't realise you could love something so much. So when our first Henry was born, it's just this overwhelming sense of love. And that's probably one thing I love about being a mum, is just you just love your babies so much.
Being a father, having a family for me is just the greatest blessing and the point in life.
What I love most about being a parent is just being a mum, is just watching their little personalities grow, as they kind of start out real little, and as they get bigger and bigger, their personalities really start to blossom and bloom.
What I enjoy most about being a parent is just being able to just seeing how the kids grow and interact over time. I mean, the babies are super cute, but having a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old, being able to hold a conversation and seeing how they relate to the world and their perception of things, and as they mature, is just the most special thing.
I always loved kids, but I was always a little bit nervous about being a mum myself. I never felt quite like I was ready, and it did take a little bit of convincing.
I always saw being a father, being a dad, as a part of my life. I just had to encourage Brooke to get to the same point at the same time for us to start.
I didn't know anything about multiple pregnancies before I got pregnant with the triplets. I didn't really know I didn't know anyone who had twins or triplets before.
As far as what I knew about multiples, I knew that they existed. I knew that there was twins in the world and that there was triplets in the world, and that's as far as it went.
We found out we were having triplets relatively early on in the piece, so my beta-HCG came back quite high, and then we went for a scan. Thought it was going to be twins to start off with. She did the scan and she was like, I see 1, I see 2, I see 3, but I don't think that one's going to catch up. So next time I see you when we check for the heartbeats, I think it's just going to be 2. And then we went back for that next scan to check the heartbeats.
And she caught up.
Yeah, 1, 2. Oh, the third is caught up. So that was a bit of a surprise.
Yeah. Yep. That's how we found out.
I would describe that feeling in 3 words by saying it was really exciting, a little bit terrifying, but overall I was really happy.
I was totally surprised. I found the situation to be hilarious in a positive way. And I was really pragmatic, thinking about how are we going to do it? We're going to have 3 babies. What's life going to look like, and how are we going to manage it?
So towards the end of my pregnancy, so with triplets you usually only go to 34, 35, 36 weeks sometimes in gestation before they are delivered. So around probably the 28-week mark, they started to note some growth restriction with one of the triplets, and that was what they called cord resistance, so she wasn't getting as much food and nutrients, I guess, from the placenta as the other 2 were. So we started to have weekly scans just to check in on how they were going, which was it was a little bit nerve-wracking, to be honest, because we would have to turn up with a suitcase packed, ready to go to hospital. Having those regular scans was just so critical in making sure that the babies were safe and okay, and just tracking how that progress was.
It was important for, from a safety perspective for Brooke and the kids, for her to be in hospital, and so we actually travelled up and got admitted the day after a scan.
Yeah. If I could tell myself, my younger self, something to prepare for this moment, what would it be?
Get more sleep while you can.
Yeah, enjoy it.
Yeah, enjoy not waking up early. Enjoy.
Yeah, sleep in.
Sleep
in more.
Just sleep as much as you can.
Yeah. I don't know, that it's all going to be okay. And I think that was the most nerve-wracking thing through the whole pregnancy, was being high risk. You don't quite know what to expect. You don't know when you're going to deliver. You don't know if it's going to be earlier, if the babies are going to be okay, if you're even going to be able to get all of them to that gestation, or if something going to happen along the way. The whole NICU ride was an experience. So just I guess that everything will be okay. And once you get those babies home, it will be amazing. I think as soon as you become a mum, you're ready. And I think a lot of people, especially like with triplets, were like, oh my God, how are you going to survive? But even when we were in NICU, we would walk in and I'm like, I think it would be weird to only be visiting one baby. And when I put them down at night time, it just feels so natural now. And they really just, as soon as they come into the world, it just blends into your life. And it is like the most wonderful experience to have like 3 beautiful, gorgeous little like newborn babies to cuddle. Makes me a little bit teary, to be honest.
Look at it. It's not something you can prepare for unless you can't prepare for being a parent for triplets or twins or even one if you haven't done it. And so don't let the fear of something prevent you from experiencing it, because you'll do better than you give yourself credit for, and you'll work it out, and then you'll be the one providing advice to other people.
It's the most rewarding thing you can do, I think.
Absolutely.